Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Inside the Guard. Today we're going to discuss the upcoming fight night that will be happening tomorrow night, October 11th, which is between Charles Oliveira and Mateusz Gamrot. I'll detail a few opinions on this main event of the evening, and then I'll tell you guys what I'm thinking briefly on the rest of the main card. Just want to start out by saying this is a fast turnaround for Charles Oliveira. 4 months ago, he fought Ilia Topuria and lost via knockout. And to go from an injury like that straight into another fight, it's questionable to a lot of people. It's very reminiscent to me of Volkanovski fighting Topuria 4 months after his knockout by Islam. The lightweight division has been insane since then, in all honesty, and the vacancy even from Islam and Topuria taking the belt has brought in a lot of questions. So for me, this fight makes more sense than a lot of other fights in the last couple of years, especially in terms of how these fighters are going to be making their way up into the rankings. Mateusz Gamrot has been on the trajectory to have a title fight for some time now, and in my personal opinion, I think the UFC has tried hard to not put him on the level. He fought Rafael Fiziev in 2023 before losing by decision to Dan Hooker last year, and Dan Hooker right now is booked to fight Arman Tsarukyan, who already had a title fight set up between him and Islam, but had to cancel the fight due to an injury during his weight cut. So whoever wins that fight is probably going to get a title shot, and I think whoever wins between Oliveira and Gamrot will probably be the next in line. There's a lot going on there, and I think for both guys, they have a lot to prove. You know, Oliveira's been working to get his title back for quite some time now, and as I just said, Mateusz has been working his way up the rankings for a while too. So this is a complicated one. My gut is telling me that Oliveira wins. I think he'll edge it out. It might even be a decision. You know, he's a submission master, and Gamrot is an excellent wrestler. So it's going to be an interesting fight. And quite honestly, you know, after watching the Gamrot fight with Dan Hooker, I think that some people could have called it the other way, and he's got some heavy hands. So for somebody like Oliveira coming outside of a knockout loss, you know, he's got to protect himself. This could be a dangerous situation for him. But yeah, my gut is telling me Oliveira wins, and that might even actually be more what I want to happen. I'm a fan. I think he's a good dude. He's got faith in God, and he respects his opponents. So, you know, those are good things. Good things to see in a champion. But I have nothing disrespectful to say about Gamrot either. I think he's a phenomenal fighter, and like I said, his last bout with Dan Hooker was gnarly. So I'm excited for it, and I think that's definitely something to tune in for. You know, these fight nights are more accessible than these pay-per-view card events, and so yeah, check it out if you can. We'll go ahead and move on to Davison Figueiredo and Montel Jackson. Jackson showing some serious promise, and Figueiredo is coming off of a loss to Corey Sandhagen, who just got absolutely dominated by Merab. So when you're looking at a fight like that, how does Figueiredo handle himself against a champion like Merab? I'm not sure he can, to be honest with you. Especially after watching that Sandhagen fight. I really don't I'm not sure how him in this weight class makes a lot of sense. And I recognize, you know, the trilogy that he had with Brandon, but you know, I'm gonna probably say Montel Jackson takes this one. That's my opinion on it, and I could be very wrong, but we'll see. And then at welterweight, we've got Vicente Luque and Joel Alvarez. You know, again, this is one where you've got somebody who has a record that looks a little bit better than the other. And Vicente is somebody that we've seen in the UFC for a long time now. I'm actually not quite sure on this one. And I'll just be honest with you guys. I think I'm a little bit out of my professional critique on it. I think Luque could win, but I could see it going the other way too, just in terms of the trajectory, you know, that we're seeing from Joel Alvarez, personally. They're both really close in age. The height difference is interesting, to be honest. And I think that Alvarez is coming up a bit in weight. So, I don't know. It's an interesting match, but I'm excited to see how it goes, and I'm certainly looking forward to the fight night itself. But for now, that's all I've got to say on it, and I think that this weekend will tell us a lot in terms of what we're supposed to expect for these guys in the upcoming pay-per-view events. So tune in, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you think my opinions are trash, or if you love them, like this cat, like smelling my head. All right, guys, take care and have a good day. Bye.